Hi everyone, Lou Sims here and welcome back to my channel. I'm sharing again another of my projects using the new Tonic Studio die sets called Spring Garden and Our Story dies, and they are part of the memory book range. To see an up close and personal of the dies, I have a previous video and I'll link that below in the description, or I'll link it somewhere around if I can work out how to do that. Anyhow, these dies, as I've said previously, work beautifully with the existing Memory Book 1s and also the Memory Book 1 Layering Cascade. They are beautiful dies in their own right, that if you wanted to use them as essential layering dies, they don't just have to be used for memory books. My last project was all about how much could I chuck at these dies and how many layers could I make and everything like this. This one I've gone... I've pared it right back. So for me, that's phew, well, unheard of, I suppose. But what I wanted to do was use the dies just to create a basic book. No flips, no flaps. Just a really great starting point. Now, I haven't used the gatefold dies to create a gatefold opening, but I have used the dies to create my spine. And I'll explain a little bit more about that. So what I've done with the book is I've got 3 main pages and then my front and back pages. My spine is created using the actual dies, so we'll have a look at that. And I've kept it relatively simple, as I said before. I mean, I've decorated the outside edge using the smaller frame from the Spring Garden, and that I've just wrapped around my spine. And just to add a little bit of decorative element. So if we go inside, what I've done is I've created a pocket here just to put 2 simple matten layers in, and I've kept these very simple and not used the dies. We all have scraps of paper, and these are just squares, and inside the squares I've just put little photo mounts so you could place your photos on. I have used decorative elements obviously from the dies, so I've used the labels, I've used the sentiment. So they are great ways to use up your scraps. You don't always have to create you know, tags and layers using your die sets you've got. Now on all the pages now for my album are exactly the same layout. So I've got another little photo mount, so I'll move that. I have used the die there to create a matten layer tag, but what I've done is I've used the main outside edge from the Spring Garden, and then what I've done is I've used the edge from one of the gatefold parts to create a pocket. So that is my pocket, but this also will create the spine of my die and my pages, and I'll explain a little bit more. Just a simple mount and a little tag. So these then sit inside the pockets like that. This one there sits inside there, and I've used the sentiment again saying on this day, and all the remaining pages are identically the same. So what this book was really about was showing how to make a lovely starter book. You've created some pockets, you can create moving elements by putting them inside or overlapping the pockets, but it doesn't have to be a daunting project. So if the first time you're using it, you could give it a go straight away. So let me show you how I created the pages themselves. These are some of the bits I've done already. Now, what I have done is, I'll put that bit down. I've cut my pages, and I've cut 5 because I need 3 inside pages and I need 1 for the front cover and 1 for the back cover. I've cut 3 of these because these are going to fold my spine, and then what I've done is I've just creased above where the decorative detail is, added my tape, which is approximately over 1 centimetre, and then I've just trimmed that off, and that, when I fold it back, is going to be the bit that I sit on my book to create my spine. To create my pockets, all I've done is I've just put a layer of tape on the die there, turn it around, that will then sit inside. So when I look from the front, let's line them up properly. So when I look from the front, that's where I've created my pocket, and that's the decorative in front. So if I show you what I mean from here, let's just move all these bits out of the way. So that's created my page, and that's created my pocket, just from those two pieces there. And then you can decorate this first and then stick it down, but I was a little bit tight, so I only die cut out half of the decorative panel and half my paper, because the rest of it is hidden inside the pocket, so I didn't see the point of doing anything else. Now, with that part there, let's just grab this bit here. What I've done is I created a piece of card, and I've worked out that each gap between each one is 1 centimetre. So that means that for my 3 pages, I need 3 centimetres. So that's that part there, okay? And then what I do is I just score so I can line up each piece. And what I like to do is I like to have a good bit over the edge, so as you can see here, to attach my bottom page. So all I did was I joined the two together. So I'm going to pretend these two are joined. Take the tape off this part here. I'll just lose this bit for the moment. And then I can put that part on there. And that has now become the part for my page. And obviously with this bit stuck in here, I've created all my pages. So these ones are already stuck down, as you can see. So again, it's just that's the part there. And that's the part there. I've then got my back page, so I've obviously created a crease there where the last page ends to put my back page on. Where this page joins, I've got that crease, that's where my last page will end on that crease. I've given myself another centimetre there, just in case I want to mat and layer, and then I can crease here to put my front cover. So when I crease here, I can then put my front cover onto that bit there. I hope that makes sense. So I'll try, oh, let's get rid of those bits. So as you can see, I've added this book, I've done it the opposite way round, just to show you it doesn't matter which way you can face that extra bit. Where is it? You can have that extra bit facing this way to form your pages, as well as that way. It really doesn't matter. It's finding the way that works for you, that you feel confident using. So as you can see, that's where I've joined it. My page is added onto the back. That's where I've joined it. My page added onto the back. That's where I've joined it. My page added onto the back. My leftover bit, I've then joined my back page, and then I've covered where I've joined with that decorative panel. But I've done exactly the same at the front. Where that's joined, ends there, I've created my crease, which can then mean my front can go over the top, and I've just hidden where I've joined them with that other piece of panel. So it is a quick and easy way to create a basic book. No, it doesn't have flips and flaps, but it still has areas that you could create flips and flaps if you wanted to. I just wanted to create pockets that you could add lots of things in, and to show that for, you know, that your albums don't have to be complicated to be effective. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I just wanted to show you, as I said before, a different way to create the book that was quick and simple and didn't have to be overly complicated, especially if this is your first project. I'll leave all the descriptions to all the different items below. I've also created a blog post which has some different photographs in it to give you an idea of all the different pages and a little bit more closer look. Also below is a 10% discount code which you can use in the Tonic store against absolutely everything. I think the only exception is the craft kit. And finally, many thanks for your time and popping over today to see how I've used the dies and what I've actually created. Whilst you're here, I'd love it if you hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscription person to my channel. Hit notifications and likes so you know when I next post a project. Hope to see you soon, and many, many thanks for popping over today. Thank you very much indeed.